Hello students, in this lecture on integration, we are going to begin with exercise 5.4. Now, in this exercise actually there are 4 main formulae to be learnt. But in this lecture, we are going to go through the first 2 formulae only. So just read the formulae and try to learn it if possible. The first one is integral of 1 upon x square minus a square dx. The answer for this integral comes out to be 1 upon 2a log mod of x minus a upon x plus a plus c. And the second formula which we are going to go through is this one. That is the integral of 1 upon a square minus x square dx is equal to 1 upon 2a log a plus x upon a minus x plus c. Both of them look similar, isn't it? With only minor differences between them. So that makes it easier to learn them as well. So what you can do is you can just pause the video for a few minutes, learn these formulae thoroughly in the mind, and then begin the video once again. And then we can start the sums. I hope you have learned those formulae properly. Okay, so we begin with exercise 5.4, the first sum. The question is integral of 1 upon 4 x square minus 1. Even if you have not understood the formulae, it's okay because by the time you do many sums of this type, you will know the formulae automatically. So the first sum 1 upon 4x square minus 1 dx. Now looking at the sum, we feel that it looks similar to this first formula. Isn't it the formula for 1 upon x square minus a square dx? Yes, it is similar to that formula. The only difference is that in the formula, as you can see in the formula, the coefficient of x square is 1. Okay, whereas over here in the question given to us, the coefficient of x square is 4. The first step is to remove this 4 so that the coefficient of x square becomes 1. Now the best method of removing the 4 is by dividing the term with 4. Isn't it? 4 and 4 gets cancelled and thus it becomes 1. But then if we divide by 4, we also have to multiply by 4 over here in the denominator. So thus our integral becomes this way, that is 1 upon 4, we have multiplied with 1 upon 4 here, into 1 upon 4 x square is divided by 4. So the term becomes only x square minus, again 1 is also divided by 4. Both the terms have to be divided by 4. So it becomes like this now. Okay, once again I tell you, in the formula, just study the formula. In the formula which we have to use over here, the term is of the form 1 upon x square minus a square. The question is of the form 1 upon x square minus a square. Whereas in the question, we have the integral as 1 upon 4 x square minus 1. That means the coefficient of x square has to be 1 to apply this formula. And therefore, we multiply and divide by 4 in the denominator. So when we multiply by 4 in the denominator, we get 1 upon 4 outside the integral sign. And we also divide by 4 in the denominator. That means we divide both the terms by 4 so that we get x square minus 1 upon 4 in the question term that is there. I do hope that you understood, or else pause the video and go through it properly. Now having done that, in the next step, we write this way, that is 1 upon 4 remains as it is. And in the integral, we have 1 upon x square minus 1 upon 2 the whole square. 1 upon 4 can be written as 1 upon 2 the whole square. Now the integral is of this form. Isn't it? It is of this form, that is 1 upon x square minus a square. That is 1 upon x square minus 1 upon 2 the whole square. Our question is. Okay, now that it is of this form, the answer will be this form, that is 1 upon 2a log mod of, yes, very good, x minus a upon x plus c. The answer will be of this form. Okay. So, upon now that we have got the formula, we can just apply it over here. So the 1 upon remains as it is. 1 upon 4 remains as it is, and we get the answer as this way, 1 upon 2a. Now a means this term, that is 1 upon 2. So we have over here 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 log mod of x minus a. Our a term is 1 upon 2, so x minus 1 upon 2 upon x plus a, that is x plus 1 upon 2 plus c. Okay. Now further what happens is 2 gets cancelled. Okay, this 2 gets cancelled over here, and also we in the mod sign, in the log mod sign, we multiply by 2 and equalize the denominators over here. So we get 1 upon 4 log mod of, when we multiply by 2 and equalize the denominator in the mod sign, we get 2x minus 1 upon 2, keep that upon 2 in mind. Also in the denominator we get 2x plus 1 upon 2. Okay, that upon 2 in the numerator and in the denominator gets cancelled off. So we get this term and this becomes our answer here. So study this sum properly. The next sum I have given to you is a similar sum. You can do it just in a similar manner to the first sum. You can do it as assignment in your notebook along with the first sum, and the answer also I have written over here so that you can compare your answer and see it. Now that you have understood the first sum, we can move on to the second question here. The question is the integral of 1 upon x square plus 4x minus 5 dx. Now look at the question. Does it belong to the first formula? That is it of this type, 1 upon x square minus a square? By looking at the question, it doesn't look of this type, isn't it? On the other hand, is it this type, integral of 1 upon a square minus x square? No, it doesn't belong to that type also. It looks like that, isn't it? So, such a question, we modify the question and bring it to one of the two formulae, whichever is convenient here. So, we modify the question in this way. Just look at it carefully. In the question, we take two terms actually. See, x square plus 4x, that means the terms containing x become one group and the constant term becomes the other group. And then we do it this way. See, 1 upon x square plus 4x. Now last year, not last year, but 10th standard at least, you have solved quadratic equations, isn't it? There was a lesson on quadratic equations whereby you have learnt many methods for solving quadratic equations, isn't it? In which you had a method called completing the square. So you had a method called completing the square, no? So that is what we are going to do over here. In this method, in completing the square, we find the third term by a particular way, isn't it? We find the third term. So we are going to do this particular method over here now. So how to find the third term? See, if x square plus 4x are the first two terms of the equation, how do we find the third term? Well, to find the third term, we take half the coefficient of the middle term the whole square. That means half the coefficient of x the whole square. Now here, what is the coefficient of x? It is this 4 actually, which is the coefficient of x. Okay, so we take half of 4 the whole square. Now this is rough work. It does not carry any mark. However, you have to do it in order to go further actually. Okay, so when we do half of 4 the whole square, we are going to get 2 square, and 2 square is nothing but 4. Once we get this 4, we add 4 over here. Whatever answer that we get over here, we add it over here and bring it and make it as a third term in this particular group. So x square plus 4x plus 4. Now to balance plus 4, we cannot just add plus 4 and keep it. It will become very unbalanced. So to balance this plus 4, we also put minus 4 over here. And then the last term remains, that is at minus 5 remains. And so we add minus 5 over here. So our integral has become of this form now. Now going further, what we do is that 1 upon, now these three terms, okay, these three terms form a quadratic equation which is a perfect square. Now how do we factorize this further? We take the coefficient of the first term, we take the square root of the first term. So the square root of x square is x. We put the sign which is in the middle. Here the middle sign is plus. If it was a minus sign, we would have put minus. So since there is a plus here, we put the plus sign over here. And we also take the square root of the third term. Square root of 4, which is the third term, is 2. So thus we are getting x plus 2 the whole square. Now in your mind, if you expand this x plus 2 the whole square, you are going to get x square plus 4x plus 4. Just try it and see. Then minus 4 minus 5 becomes minus 9. So thus our integral has become this now. Then going further, we get integral of 1 upon, now x plus 2 the whole square minus 9 can be written as 3 the whole square. Now compare the integral to the formula which we learnt just now, the first result and the second result. Now this sum is similar, the doing of this sum, the further we have to do this sum using the first result actually, because it is of the form x square minus a square. See, as you can see over here, 1 upon x square minus a square, this is the formula that we are going to use over here. And the answer for which would be 1 upon 2a log of x minus a upon x plus a plus c, of course. Okay, so this is the formula which we are going to use over here. Now in this particular formula, which is the a term and which is the x term? Well, the x is actually x plus 2. And what is a then? A is 3. We've written here 3 square, x square minus a square. So x plus 2 square minus 3 square. So x term is x plus 2 and the a term is 3. So thus we use this in the appropriate formula. Okay, so we get the answer this way, that is the integral turns out this way. So 1 upon x plus 2 square minus 3 square becomes 1 upon 2a, that means 1 upon 2 into 3 into log mod of x minus a. Now instead of x we put x plus 2 minus a, that is minus 3 upon x plus 2 plus 3 plus c. Now we can simplify one step further, although this is our answer actually, but we can simplify it even further by writing like this, that is 1 upon 6 log mod of x plus 2 minus 3 is minus 1, and similarly in the denominator it is plus 5. So this becomes our answer. So study the sum properly. Needless to say, it's an important sum. We are going to use this result many times in the lesson actually. Okay, so moving further, the third sum, the third question, it is 1 upon integral of 1 upon 4x square minus 20x plus 17 dx. Now if you look at the question, it is somewhat similar to the second sum, isn't it? Only thing is, yes, the coefficient of x square is not 1 but 4. Now to apply the formula, either 1 upon x square minus a square or a square minus x square, we need to make this coefficient as 1. So just like we did in the first sum, we are going to multiply and divide the denominator by 4. So we write 1 upon 4 outside the integral, and in the integral we divide each term by 4. So 4x square upon x square becomes only x square, minus 20 upon 4 becomes minus 5. So minus 5x plus 17 upon 4, we keep it as a fraction, 17 upon 4. No need to worry about that actually. Now the next step is similar to the third sum actually. Okay, so here 1 upon 4 remains outside, integral of 1 upon x square minus 5x. The first two terms are same. Now to complete the square here, what do we do? Correct. We take half the coefficient of x the whole square. That is half of 5 the whole square. The coefficient of x is 5 here. So half of 5 the whole square, which is giving us actually 25. 5 upon 2, which is 25 upon 4. Okay, so the term becomes 25 upon 4. Okay, once we get this, we add 25 upon 4. Always the third term is added here. Never the minus term is written only afterwards, always. So minus 25 upon 4. And what remains is minus 17 plus 17 upon 4. So that is written over here. Okay, then again the next step is same. That is what we do is in the integral. Okay, here there is a dx to be written. Dx, you can even write dx upon. So that is what I am going to do over here. So dx upon or 1 upon, whichever way you want it. Now in the denominator, the square root of the x, square root of x square is x. The first sign to be encountered over here is minus. So x minus the square root of 25 upon 4 is 5 upon 2. So x minus 5 upon 2 the whole square and minus 25 upon 4 plus 17 upon 4. Since the denominators are equal, we can directly subtract them and get minus 8 upon 4. Okay. Now again we can go one step further. 8 and 4 get cancelled. We get 2. Minus 2 over here. Okay. Now what we do is 1 upon 4 integral of dx upon x minus 5 upon 2 minus, now the 2 which is remaining over here is written as root 2 the whole square. 2 can be written as root 2 the whole square. Now if you compare the sum and think about what formula to apply, you know that you can apply the first result over here, 1 upon x square minus a square formula. So our integral, now finally our answer becomes this, that is 1 upon 4 into 1 upon 2a, 2a, a is root 2, so 2 root 2 log mod of x minus a, which is the x term, it is x minus 5 by 2, minus a, so minus root 2, upon again x term, that is x minus 5 by 2 plus root 2. Okay, and also plus c. This way. Now we can combine outside the log sign whatever terms are there, that is 1 upon 4 2s are 8. So 1 upon 8 root 2 log mod of, now cross multiply with 2. So we get 2x minus 5 minus 2 root 2 upon 2x minus 5 plus 2 root 2 and plus c. So this becomes our answer. Since again this is an important sum, I have given you an assignment over here. Okay, this question you can try same way as the third sum in your notebook. Along with the other sums, you also try this sum and try to get the same answer over here. Similarly, one more sum. Again, you can try it out as assignment and check it out. Okay, we move on to the next sum now. Now look at the fourth question. That way, if you look at it, it looks similar to the third one, but there is a difference, isn't it? There is a x term in the numerator. So the question is x upon 4x raised to 4 minus 20 x square minus 3. So there are certain differences as compared to the third question. We have to bring it somehow to the formula. So how to bring it to the formula? The only way that it can be done is by substitution method. So if you remember from the previous two lectures, we have been doing substitution. So that is what we are going to try over here as well. we are going to try the substitution method. So how to do the substitution method? Look at it carefully. We write over here, let x square is equal to t. Okay, let x square is equal to t, and then next step is differentiating both the sides with respect to x, isn't it? So we get, therefore, 2x dx is equal to dt, or x dx becomes dt by 2. So in this way we are going to substitute. So in the question, if you observe x dx becomes dt by 2. 4x raised to 4 becomes t square, because x raised to 4 x square is t, so x raised to 4 becomes t square. So in short, our question becomes this way. So our integral becomes like this: integral I is equal to integral of dt by 2 upon 4t square. Instead of x raised to 4, we write t square minus 20 t square is given. X square was given in the question, so we write it as t because x square is t, and minus 3. So thus our integral has become simplified. It has become like the third question. Now we can proceed in the same way. First we write this 1 upon 2 outside from dt upon 2. We remove 1 upon 2 outside. And also, to make the coefficient of the square term as 1, we divide by 4. So we write 1 upon 4 integral of dt upon t square minus 5t minus 3 upon 4. Okay, once we do this, now as usual, as we did in the previous sum, okay, we can combine this and write 1 upon 8 integral dt upon, we can just complete the square now. So t square minus 5t, just like the previous sum, when we complete the square, the last term is going to come out as 25 upon 4. In the previous sum itself we found out in third sum. So plus 25 upon 4 minus 25 upon 4 minus 3 upon 4. Okay, this way. Then again, the same procedure, that is 1 upon 8 integral of the first 3 terms can be written, but can be factorized and written this way. That is t square can be written as t, minus sign in the middle, so we put it there. 25 upon 4 can be written as 5 upon 2, the whole square. Okay. Then after that, minus 25 minus 3 is minus 28 upon 4. Now 28 divided by 4 is 7. So we get 7 over here actually. Okay, once we get 7 there, we go further and we write it this way. So our integral becomes 1 upon 8 integral of dt upon t minus 5 upon 2 the whole square, okay, minus root 7 the whole square. Now we can apply the formula for 1 upon x square minus a square. So still we are doing the first result only. We are doing sums involving the first result. We have not yet come across sums using the second result. So you can see how important the first result is. So our answer becomes 1 upon 8 as it is, 1 upon 2a, that means 1 upon 2 root 7 log mod of x minus a. Instead of x minus a, we have t minus 5 upon 2 minus root 7 upon x plus a. So x plus a becomes t minus 5 by 2 plus root 7. Okay, and plus c. Then going further, this becomes 1 upon 16 root 7 log mod of, now cross multiplying, twice of t minus 5 minus root 7 upon twice of t minus 5 plus root 7 plus c. Is our sum complete now? No. isn't it? Because we have to put the value of t over here. Only then will our sum can get completed. Okay. So over here 1 upon 16 root 7 log mod of, now t actually x square was t. So we substitute t as x square. So 2x square minus 5 minus root 7 upon 2x square minus 5 plus root 7. Now our sum is complete once we put the plus c over here. Okay, and this becomes your answer for this sum. Now remember, in the answer which is given behind in textbook, there is some difference. Whether it's a printing mistake, we have yet to find out actually, but then this is the answer for this particular sum. So don't get confused upon seeing the result which is given behind. The fifth question, upon observing the question, which is integral of x cube upon 16 x raised to 8 minus 25 dx. Upon observing the question itself, you understand that we have to do substitution here and then bring the question to the result, first or second result, isn't it? So as a result, we substitute this way. We write over here, look carefully, let x raised to 4 is equal to t. Now, how to substitute, etc., what to substitute over here will come to you automatically when you practice more and more sums. So for now, just study the sum. So therefore, when we differentiate with respect to x, we get 4x cube dx is equal to dt, or x cube dx becomes dt by 4. Now upon getting this, our integral becomes this way, that is I is equal to integral of dt by 4 upon. Now originally in the denominator we had 16x raised to 8. Now x raised to 4 is t, so x raised to 8 becomes t square. So we have 16t square minus 25. Again, we don't want the coefficient for the square term, so we multiply and divide by 16. So 16. At the same time, we also remove that 1 upon 4 term outside. So we just get dt here. So dt upon t square minus 25 by 16. Okay. Then already those who understood the sum will know what procedure to be done afterwards. No? 16 4s, that is 64 integral of dt upon t square minus 5 upon 4 the whole square. 25 upon 16 is written as 5 upon 4 the whole square. Then we use again the first result and we get the answer like this, 1 upon 64 into 1 upon 2a, that is 2 into 5 upon 4 log mod of t minus 5 upon 4 upon t plus 5 upon 4 plus c. Okay, again now we can do the cancellations. So this 2 gets cancelled like this. Again 2 and 64, we get 32 here. So our answer becomes like this now, 1 upon 32 log mod of. Now we cross multiply, so we get in the mod sign 4t minus 5 upon 4t plus 5 plus c. Now t was actually x raised to 4. We have substituted t as x raised to 4. So the final answer is 1 upon 32 log mod of 4x raised to 4 minus 5 upon 4x raised to 4 plus 5 plus c. So this becomes our final answer. Now the sixth sum. Sixth sum, you are not to get confused seeing that a square and b square terms. It is to be done exactly like the previous sums. That is, over here, okay, not exactly, a bit of difference is there because we will be using the second result over here. Okay, so the sum becomes like this. Now first of all, the second result is 1 upon a square minus x square dx, integral of a square minus x square dx. That means here also the coefficient of x square is 1. So here in the question we have b square x square. So we use the same procedure for simplifying further, that is we multiply and divide by b square so that b square term goes away from the question. So 1 upon b square into 1 upon, now we divide both the terms by b square. So we get a square upon b square. That a square upon b square, I am writing it as a upon b the whole square minus x square dx. Now if you observe, this is of the form 1 upon a square minus x square. If you observe over here, that form. So the answer for that is 1 upon b square into 1 upon 2a. That is, see, I'll write the formula and show it to you first of all. Just remind you with respect to the formula. The formula which we are going to use here is 1 upon a square minus x square, which is 1 upon 2a, just like the first result, 1 upon 2a, only difference is here log mod of a plus x upon a minus x plus c. This is what we are going to get as the answer. Okay, so here the a term is a upon b, isn't it? The a term, the first term is a upon b and the next term is x. So we get the result this way now, that is 1 upon b square as it is into 1 upon 2a. So 2 into a upon b. A instead of a we write a upon b log mod of a plus x. Now a term is a upon b, a upon b. So a upon b plus x upon a upon b minus x plus c. This becomes our answer. So here what happens is b, one of the b gets cancelled here. So upon simplifying further, we get 1 upon ab into log mod of 1 upon 2ab, that is a 2 is there. So 1 upon 2ab log mod of a plus bx upon a minus bx plus c. So thus this becomes our answer. Now the seventh question. Seventh question, listen to it very carefully. Okay, it is again you will be applying the first or second result only over here also. But then look at the question actually. In the first result, we have x square minus a square, 1 upon x square minus a square. In the second result, we have 1 upon a square minus x square. Now in this case, to apply either of the formula, first we have to make this minus x square as positive. So here we make it like this, 1 upon, see whenever minus x square comes over in the third, term, okay, we write it this way now. We put a minus sign in the bracket first, outside the bracket. Okay, we take the minus sign outside the bracket so that inside the bracket, all the terms, the signs are changed. So minus x square, let us talk about minus x square first. This minus x square becomes plus x square inside the bracket because of the minus sign outside that we are putting over here. Plus 6x becomes minus 6x. Okay, this term. And plus 7 becomes minus 7. I hope you are understanding what I am doing over here. Okay, we want to make that minus x square as positive. There are three terms here. So we cannot apply any formula directly anyway. Okay, now that we got this, now what we are going to do is 1 upon, keeping the minus sign outside in the bracket, we are going to complete the square for the first two terms. So x square minus the same procedure, that is half the coefficient of x the whole square. In this case, half of 6 the whole square. Now half of 6 is 3. So 3 square becomes 9. So we are going to get x square minus 6x plus 9 minus 9 minus 7. Okay, so far I hope it is good enough for you to understand it. Okay, now again we are not going to open the bracket just yet. The minus sign remains outside. Okay, the first three terms as usual we are going to factorize and write it as x minus 3 the whole square. By now you know how it comes. Now minus 9 minus 7 is minus 16. So we write it over here like this. Okay, and then in the next step, now we can open the bracket, or let us do one more step before opening the bracket now. Let me show you one more step over here. So here it becomes like this, that is integral of 1 upon minus sign here anyway, x minus 3 the whole square, and minus 16 is written as minus 4 the whole square. Once this is done, now we can open the bracket. So now when we open the bracket, it becomes like this, that is 1 upon. Now opening the bracket, the positive term becomes negative. So this term was positive inside the bracket, it becomes negative, and so we are going to write it over here as the second term. So minus x minus 3 the whole square becomes the second term. And the negative term inside the bracket becomes positive when we open the bracket, because minus into minus is plus. So we get 4 the whole square. Now compare it with both the results. You find that this is similar to the second result, that is 1 upon a square minus x square, where a is 4 and x term is x minus 3. So we apply that particular result, that is 1 upon 2a, 1 upon 2 into 4, okay, log mod of a plus x, that is 4 plus x minus 3 upon a minus x, 4 minus x minus 3 and plus c. This way, after writing it this way, then now the term becomes 1 upon 8 log mod of, now 4 minus 3 is 1. So thus we get 1 plus x upon, now when we open the bracket, we are going to get 4 minus x plus 3. Okay, this term is going to become plus. Okay, 4 minus x plus 3. So as a result, we write over here 4 plus 3, that is 7. So 7 minus x plus c. So this becomes our final answer. Okay. Now since this is such an important sum, a very similar sum I have given to you as assignment. You can do it in your notebook and check whether you are getting the same answer or what. So in this particular exercise, exercise 5.4, we are going to do these many sums in this lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to cover the remaining 2 formulae, but that is something which will come in the next lecture. So till then, keep safe and healthy. Do practice these sums, make them thorough. Okay, we'll meet in the next lecture. And a small thing, just subscribe and like the channel. Also share the link with your friends also. So bye students.